Hey, welcome. I hope every one of you have some snacks, drinks ready as we continue our journey in Dark Souls 3. I hope you're all having a good time currently. So, this is where we last left off. We explored a little bit of Crucifixion Road. We went through the undead settlement, and we ended up here. We ended up here in the Crucifixion Woods, even though we did explore it a little. So, as for today, we are gonna go forward in this place. So we are gonna be taking on a boss, and from there we are gonna be going onward to the cathedral. So let's see how this goes. Yeah, like I said, I hope everyone having a good time. I hope everybody have a snacks and drinks. And I hope we are gonna have a good time today. So let's see what we can find. So this fellow here, he can teach you more sorceries and magic if you have high enough intelligence for your character.
Often have visitors. What do you want? This is my study that you've happened upon. If you haven't any business, I've reading to get back to. How intriguing. You'd better not. Sorcery is not for everyone, and should never be forced. You have your own methods. Sorcery need not be one of them. Don't let it bother you. Be on your way then. You're unkindled. Shouldn't you get back to your duty?
So the reason why he did not let us, why he didn't join us, is because our intelligence and fate stats are too low in order to learn sorceries from him. So if you want him to join you, you need to increase your intelligence and fate stats. All set. Good. All set. So our character, Sir Istapegi, is going to be taking on today a Crystal Sage, which is a boss. And the thing about this boss is that it can copy itself into a multiple enemies, so we need to find the right one in order to defeat him. Back in Undead Settlement and in the hub, we got some charcoal pine, bundle and resin, and also gold pine and human pine resin. You can use these items to enchant your weapon. This one gives you fire, this one gives you lightning, this one gives you more magic on your weapon. So you can use these to help you against boss fights. All bosses are weak to something, so use that to your advantage when fighting bosses. So let's take, for example, gold pine resin with us, so we can enchant with it our sword for a limited time. Heal up and get ready for a boss fight. So Crystal Sage is a magic type of enemy, and he's going to be doing a copies of himself once we get into this certain point of the fight, and we need to find the specific one in order to defeat him. So this first stage is pretty easy. He's going to be spawning at a random place in the arena, and now about halfway he's going to be spawning a few other copies of himself. The one who shoots purple light, that is the one that we want to hit. All others are fake copies of him. So there's two. Those are fake because those are blue lights. There's the purple one, so that's the one we want to hit. And the boss is down. And we get a grand soul from him. So again, just like last time, we don't want to spend the boss souls because we want to have some weapons to gain from them. Last time we went and got the World's Hammer. This is one of the better great swords that we can use once we have appropriate stats and equipment for it. And with that, we're going to be going onward. There's two crystal lizards here. One is here in the middle section, and the other one is here down below. There's also a few enemies here that we can dispose of. Nothing major, just a few cage carrying enemies. Pretty simple to deal with. There's one. There's gonna be another one coming just right behind him. And there's the second one. Heal up and give him a few smack, like so. We can there's a one enemy over there. We can ambush her by dropping down from this ledge down here, healing up, and dropping down here. Just walk slowly behind her, and you should be able to backstab her critically. New armor. And moving on. And another bonfire. Yeah, the Dark Souls 3 loves these bonfires near each other. Like this is already a new one, just few steps from the boss, and we already have a new one. So at least there's no shortage of checkpoints, so to speak. Another NPC. He won't be spawning later if you return here, so no need to worry about him. There's gonna be another one up the stairs. He has an axe, so he's kind of a strength NPC, so be careful of his attacks. He can hit hard if you're not careful. We're gonna get shield from him, the spider shield. In this area, you want to stick on the left side into that small valley. On the right side, there are a few archers that target you, so stick to the left and just keep running. Use these rocks to your cover. There's a dog there, but more importantly, we want to avoid the archers, as they can be really nasty. Getting rid of the enemies. Oh, where did you come from? Decided just to spawn just because. Getting rid of the enemies. Also, the new type of enemies are self-destructing enemies. So these ones can set themselves on fire and then just run towards you and explode. So we want to be really careful with those. Just gonna be running back, so like so. We don't want to get hit by those either. So this is the Cathedral of the Deep. This is one. This is again one of the other larger areas in the game, with few shortcuts and paths. Another Estus shot for our Estus flask. This well here, we're going to be coming back to it later. If you remember from previous episodes, we met Sigurd, the Onion Knight. He's going to be stuck here in this well, and there's a side quest tied to him if you return his armor to him. Yeah, he's not going to be there yet, but in a moment. So yeah. So this is the Cathedral of the Deep. Another new weapon, and of course a bonfire.
Merciful goddess, mother of the forlorn, who have no place to call their own, please bear witness to our resolve. Fire for Ariandel. Fire for Ariandel. And the ash to kindle flame.
So this fellow here will transport you to the first DLC of the game, the Ashes of Ariandel. If you want to start the DLC, you can just speak to him and he will be transporting you there. But currently, since we have lots of base game to go, we're not going to be going to talking to him yet. But if you want, you can go to your first DLC through him already at this point, so pretty early in the game. And just like last time, I still have my online status active, so there is a chance that we're probably going to be invaded here, but we'll see how it goes. Nothing yet. This is also the place where you might want to have your torch with you. I bought a torch in the very first section of the game when we just got to the Firelink Shrine. And our weight ratio is currently 70, so we want to lower it a little. Let's put on. Yeah, this is good. 68.2 is good. It's still beneath 70. What do you mean, friends? Renew seasons. I don't get it. Explain, please, Juha. So these enemies here, they can attach leeches to you, and if they are attached to you long enough, they're going to be causing you a blood loss. So the one way to get rid of them is to equip your torch and then unequip it. So for example, now that he hit us, the meter on the middle of us starts slowly filling up. So those are the leeches on us. So in order to get rid of them, we can just equip torch and then unequip it. So as long as these big enemies are alive, they will keep attaching leeches to you. So just, again, equip torch, unequip it, and you're done. You can get rid of those pretty easily. That's why it's good. That's why it's good to have a torch with you. Funny, remember almost every joke and the not so funny jokes, and it comes every year. Yeah. I actually never watched Friends. So how many seasons is it? 8? 9? Yeah, I wasn't never big like the Friends series, it was never for me. It didn't quite click with me, so the series that I like was the How I Met Your Mother. That's my favorite. Another small crystal lizard and another big crystal lizard. Oh, 10 seasons. Yeah. The How I Met Your Mother, it was running for 8 seasons. It took him 8 seasons to tell how he met their mother, so another upgrade item. If we go into this small alley, there's going to be a ring here. Another one of those leech dudes. And the poison. This is a poison resist ring, so good to have if you're running through the poison swamp. There's another shortcut over there. If we go through here and up there, up here should be a passage. Down here. So this is a shortcut that we can open later. As of right now, we have to run through the cathedral itself. Like first around the cathedral, then on top of it, then inside the cathedral, and finally we can open the shortcut itself. So that was the lower area of the cathedral. Now we're going to be running on the upper side and around it in order to get inside. So like I said, this is a pretty large area. We can just run past these enemies. There's no point. These enemies you can dispatch if you want, but they will respawn pretty quickly. They will just rise from the graves like so. So these enemies you can just skip if you want. There's a weapon here. Executioner's greatsword. A pretty decent greatsword if you want, but there are better ones. But for now, it can be a decent weapon. So in previous episode, we made the friend from that big giant who threw spears at us. Well, that same giant, he's going to be aiding us here as well. So once we get to the lower level, he's going to be throwing those same spears at these enemies as well. So again, it's good if you have made him as your friend, as he won't be aiming those spears at you, or even if he will, you won't be taking damage from them. So if you made a friend from him, you won't be taking any damage as he throws those spears at the enemies here. So this is the another area where having his aid is good. Few soul items, few white branches. Yeah, he can just keep throwing those spears. No need to worry about those, and we can continue up. So this is the area that I mentioned just a few minutes ago for a shortcut. This is where you open it. Just go down here and drop down the ladder. So if you happen to die, you can come back here if you haven't opened the cathedral itself and just climb up the ladder. And we can move on. If we go up and to the left and like around the corner, there's gonna be a gold coin item here. Rusted coin item. So these items increase your item discovery. No, I won't be taking a shot for every death I'll be do. If I die, there's no shot drinking for every death. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to disappoint you, but no. Of course, you did not specify what kind of shots, so I'll keep the right to determine what kind of shots I can take. So let's say it's a Coca-Cola shot. Non-alcoholic Coca-Cola shots, so yes, okay, fine. And then it's possible. Otherwise, no. Item here. Yeah, well, it's something, I know. But does it lose its point if it's not alcohol? So it's gonna be half drunk playthrough. Few enemies here. That mace that they throw is called Undead Hunter Charm, and it can be really dangerous as if it hits you, you cannot use your Estus flask for a while. You can also use that same item against other players. So if they get hit by it, for a while they are unable to heal themselves with the Estus. So that's the same item enemies use on you. So Undead Hunter Charm is the same item. So if you throw that at the player, they are unable to heal for a few moments, giving you an opportunity to attack or retreat or whatever else you need. There's a few enemies on there. They're gonna be dropping down on us. There's one on the wall over there. We can throw a firebomb at him. There's nothing up there, so there's no point going there. It's not a Discovery channel, it's a casual playthrough. There's a difference. You're not discovering anything here. Or are you? I don't know. Maybe you are. Yeah, true. New viewers may find something, I don't know. Hopefully. If nothing else, at least some new information, but Dark Souls 3 is a pretty old game. There's really nothing new to discover or tell about it. Unless you have been living under the rock, which I highly doubt. But if nothing else, at least it's something to watch while eating some popcorn or whatever else. Yeah, I know it's a discovery, but there's a difference between learning and discovering. Discovery, I think, is something completely new, and learning something new is also a different thing, so... Tomato, tomato. Juha, tomato, tomato, so what's the difference? Through here we can enter the cathedral finally. And there are also two huge giants waiting us here, one over here, and the other one is on the other side behind that corner over there. But here's the first one. Those both can be taken down, and they won't be respawning once they have been taken down. So this that path progresses us forward, and this will take us to our bonfire. So this is another very, very useful shortcut. There's also another path a little bit later that will take us up to the roof of the cathedral. I am guiding you up. I am guiding you. If you want more guidance, you can go and watch my first episode, where I explained what's the difference between fat rolling and normal rolling. Anyway, going back to the cathedral through our opened shortcut. So this is where that first giant was. We don't want to stop here, at least not much. There's 2 items over there, but we want to run over there. There's few archers over there, so just keep running. Don't stop. Run, run, run. If you get hit, that's okay. As long as you don't fall down, it's still fine. Don't mind him. Keep an eye on him. Make a roll, and we should be safe, like so. He can't reach us here. So there's one stage, one level here. So this is our mimic, and these are notorious in Dark Souls games. They mimic themselves as chests. So if you would try and go and open one, he would eat you right up. And how to recognize a mimic from a regular chest is by looking at the chain. So if a chain is in S position outwards, like that, so that's a mimic. If that small notch would be to the right, like inside, then it's a chest, like non-mimic chest. If you want to make your own life easier, you can equip Undead Hunter Charm. That same charm that prevents healing. And when you attack the mimic, throw the charm at him so he will go back to sleep for a few seconds. So he will now wake up. Then we throw a charm. And he goes back to sleep. And then we just get rid of him. Like so. So there are a few mimics around the game. So let's be mindful of those while we explore. There's one dude on the wall over there. There's also one on the ceiling, and there's one fire blob over there. Yeah, rip chest. Bye-bye, chesty. So we don't want that fire blob on us, so just grab the item and roll out of the way. So that's a miracle. Miracles and spells require intelligence and fate. This will take us back to the that small gap just before we entered here. There's going to be a witch. I think she's going to give us a ring if I remember correctly. She gives a ring if you kill her. Nope. No ring. Or was this the ring? Nope, still ember. And this is that's where we went to hide from the giant. So just drop down. Don't mind him. And go back. No, Juha. You cannot have this as a C cassette. Oh, now we're gonna make our way down. There should be a few. There's gonna be a knight with a huge shield. Best strategy to take him on is just try to circle around him and stab him in the back. With these big knights, that's the best strategy. Just try and circle around him. Make him do an attack and then circle around. And stab. There's a ring in that room over there, but there's a huge spider-like enemy on the ceiling. Like, just up there, there's a huge spider enemy. So once we get a few steps forward towards the item, he will be dropping down. There we go. Hello. That's another ring. And amber. There's gonna be another enemy like that later in the game, so I know there are at least 2 of these. I don't know if there are any more in the base game, but at least 2 of these are. One is in this cathedral, the other one is a little bit further down. Here, if you have your ember on, if you have embered yourself, this is where NPC will invade you. So this invasion is inevitable. He will always invade here. And this is not a player, this is an NPC. And he's dead. Whenever you defeat a Dark Invader like that, you will get some of your Estus flasks back. I don't know exact the amount, but at least 2 or 3 charges back whenever you defeat one of those invaders, be it an NPC or a player. An NPC, so stupid character. Yeah. Ow, that hurt. backstabbing. And one more stab, and he should be dead. There's one item there, as well as enemy. We can get rid of those. Backstab always works. And we have more souls. Before we're going to be taking on the giants, we're going to be unlocking another shortcut and another path in the cathedral itself. So there is a path to go all the way up there. You just need to explore more. So go down here, turn right, open the gate, then turn left and proceed, and you are again back at the bonfire. So there are two paths here. This leads to the bonfire. This leads up into the cathedral. So this one goes onto the roofs. There's also a covenant here. And we are back just where we started. How are we doing item-wise? We don't need this one, or probably won't be needing. What's our strength? 22. We still need a little bit more in order to wield Word's hammer efficiently. It's also going to be make us super heavy. No, you heights. It's not done. What makes you think it's done? It's far from done. We could actually go and do a few levels. In case we happen to die, we won't be losing that many souls. We're going to be using all of these lesser souls, but not the boss souls. I said we are at the beginning of this area, the Cathedral of the Deep. Not in the beginning of the game. We're not through the game. We can also upgrade our Estus shot that we found just outside the cathedral. We can also upgrade our weapon if we want, but since I'm planning to use the Ward's hammer, I'm not going to be upgrading the claymore anymore that much.
Be careful.
She's 17 new. We can give her the paladin's ashes so we can get more new items to buy if we want. Yeah. CC! CC, you are CC. Yeah, nothing special. There's nothing we really need. We can buy this. We can buy more fire bombs. Having a stack of fire bombs and purple moss chumps is good to have. Purple moss chumps will become useful later as we're gonna go through the poison swamp. So removing poison is very, very beneficial to us. So we want to get vitality and strength as high as possible. Or maybe a little more health. No, I'm not gonna break the game. I'm not gonna do. I already did the filing early skip, but I'm not gonna do the Dancer of the Boreal Valley skip, even though I could, but there's no point of doing it. Sorry. So no glitchless speedruns. Sorry. Sorry you had to disappoint your expectations. Subvert the expectations, Juha. Besides, I'm not that pro to be able to do anything like that. My knowledge about the game is not that good for me to be able to do glitchless any percentage speedrun. Sorry. This one should give us ring. Yep, deep ring. Then drop down here. This path will take us onto the, like, inside the cathedral roof. So we are pretty high up, and we don't want to fall down. No, Tony, I won't. I have Juha only played this game for 675 hours. Some other people have played this game over maybe thousands of hours. So no, my knowledge is not nearly as good as theirs. And no, Tony, I'm not gonna show anything. Sorry, Tony, to disappoint you as well. Bye-bye. Yeah, so this is the roof of the cathedral. So we were all the way down there. Now we are all the way up here. There's a few knights here. One over there, and one walking on that platform over there. These knights have chance of dropping some of the better armor for us, but it's pretty small chance. So, but if you want to farm them, you can. Bye-bye. So we want to be really careful not to fall down here. This is also the place where you can go into another covenant if you want. Blessed Gem enables you to do holy attacks on a weapon, so you can infuse your weapon with the holy element. Oh, there's the gauntlets for the knight. Sometimes they drop the chest plate, sometimes they drop helmet. It's really randomized, but they are pretty good gauntlets. Next we want to drop down on that platform over there, that wooden platform. But unfortunately, that knight is in front of us, so we want to get rid of him first before going onward. We can lure him towards us. For example, throwing firebomb. And then just running back here on the ledge, being mindful that we do not fall. So this is a narrow ledge, so this is a very risky place to fight big dudes like these. Well, I'm sorry, Tony, if I lost a viewer, but are you disappointed now? Or Ember. Getting rid of him allow us to walk pretty straightforward on that platform. So we want to drop on that stone platform there, and then on that wooden platform beneath it. that's where we can go to a new covenant called Rosaria's Fingers. And then carefully drop down here. This platform will raise the gate in order for us to get to the other side. There's still that giant, and the other giant is here sleeping. We're going to be going there, and way over there is our next boss. But we have still a few areas here to explore. So let's go and head to the Covenant. And this is where the Covenant resides. In my opinion, this is one of the more useful Covenants in the whole game. Because by spending a specific item, you can re-aspect your level. You can rearrange your points up to this level. So, for example, we are currently level 40. So by talking to her and spending an item, we can rearrange our level points again. So this is the Rosaria's Fingers Covenant. So by reallocating attributes, we can, like I said, change our levels. So for example, if we had the item and we decided that we would want to use magic instead. So instead of leveling up our intelligence and fate, we could just rearrange our attributes points to fate and intelligence and whatever else we would want to, so that we could use that magic or miracle spells. So let's head to the other side of this cathedral. That's the path we took. That's the path to the bonfire, and this is the upper levels of the cathedral. So this is going to be opening a shortcut, but my opinion is that this is a kind of a weird shortcut since you don't need to come back here outside the cathedral for any reason unless you really, really want to. But this will take you outside the cathedral if for any reason you want to. This is kind of a weird design, but it's there if somebody needs it. And this elevator will be coming from lower level to here. But for now, we can head back down and get rid of those giants. So back to the cleansing chapel, and now we're going to be taking on those two giants. The one challenge that can be, or the difficulty that you can face while taking on the giants, is that those giants are standing in a deep mud-like thing, and it will make your rolls more slowly. So you need to be really mindful of when to roll or when to just move aside, because it will slow you down significantly. Getting rid of these dudes again. Come on. Did you get stuck or something? Nope. No, he did not. We got rid of him. So this is that tar mud pit, whatever this is. This will slow you down significantly, so you better be really careful when fighting larger enemies on this. Luckily for us, the giant is pretty slow to hit, so he shouldn't be that much difficult to defeat. So just take aim on one of his legs, either side, and just try to stay slightly behind his ankle. He can stomp, or he can swipe with his arm, so you just need to watch out with which leg he stomps. So that was the right leg for now. Again, the right leg. We want to steer clear of those legs. We can just stay behind his ankle. The good thing is that once these giants are dead, they won't be respawning. So you take them down one time and they will stay dead forever. That's one down. There's gonna be another one here in the cathedral. There is also a third giant that you can defeat a little bit later, again in the game. More souls. This is another path, but this will lead to a dead end. You can go there and pick the item on the other side of those doors, but that's the dead end. There's no other path beyond these doors. There's a rubble there and a rubble there. And now we're going to take on the second giant here. Just keep running and running and Don't mind these. And there's also gonna be, again, those weird blobs in this mud, so you want to steer clear of those. They are weak to fire, so if you have a fire weapon or fire bombs, you can dispose of them easily. But with the basic weapon, like the claymore, they're not very. That's not a very effective method of disposing of them. So use something with fire bombs or fire weapon or fire magic, for example. And there goes the second giant. This one can be disposed of by throwing again fire bombs pretty easily. They're not difficult to defeat, they're just annoying because they take more damage from fire rather than from regular weapon. Now there should be an item that I'm looking for. Not that, there should be an item called Pale Tongue. There we go. So this is the item that you want to spend in for Rosaria if you want to rearrange your attribute points. So by spending one Pale Tongue, you can rearrange your skill points. These I would take that one first, the big guy with the sword. I'm gonna be taking him on first, since the other one is still sleeping, so I'm hoping he's not gonna be waking up. Yeah, he still sleeps, so we don't need to mind him. Okay, Tony, have a good rest. See ya later then. That's one down. Now for the second one. And there he goes. More ember. Behind that altar is the boss. We're gonna be going there next. This will take you up to the cathedral front doors, so to speak. This is the shortcut that was close to us. So that's the shortcut that we opened. We just came through a different way. We came from the other side, the upper level. From there, now we're just here. So we can just go back and we can initiate the boss fight. Now, in order to progress in the game, you need to defeat this boss. This boss is mandatory. So if you don't defeat him, you cannot progress later in the game. He has an item that you need. There should be an Henri of Astora here. Yes. So this is the Andri of a story that we met. We met her at the beginning of the Road of Sacrifices, and she said she was looking for the cathedral. So now she's here. If you summon her, actually we can summon her now, you can like progress through the side quest of hers. You can also summon the Horus, her helper, here. But for now it's enough if a story is with us. So this boss is, well, not gimmicky, but you kind of figure it out yourself. So there's a red orb glowing around, and you need to hit the enemy that has the red glow around it. So this one has a red glow, so that's the enemy you want to hit. Once it dies, the orb will gonna be moving to another enemy, and then that enemy becomes the boss target for us. Like so. And the next, and the next, and the next, until we have defeated all of them. Around mid-fight, there's gonna be one more Deacon spawning in the middle, and then that will become our permanent target for the rest of the fight. Just getting rid of these extra Deacons, so they won't be bothering us that much. So now he is the target. Now he spawns with the Pope looking like dude. He's our permanent target for the rest of the fight, so he's the one we want to hit constantly. Make sure you heal up. That can be a dangerous move, that the black mist that they summon. But hopefully we can take him before that happens. There we go. Once he's dead, all others will die with him. You will get an item called the Small Doll. That's the item you need to progress. If you don't have the doll, you will be stuck at certain point in the game. There's going to be like literally invisible wall that you cannot go through. And with this, we have completed the Cathedral of the Deep. Grab his armor if you want. Now at this point you might be wondering, like, where do I need to go next? Where do I need to go in order to go further? Well, last time we opened a bonfire called Farron Keep. Backtrack a road to the sacrifices and to the bonfire of Farron Keep. We opened this, but we did not go through it. That's because this is our next point of progress. This is where you need to go after you have completed the Cathedral of the Deep. So next place you want to go is the Farron Keep, or you can tackle the first DLC if you want. And we are at the Farron Keep. This area is somewhat notorious for invaders or defenders of the Farron Keep. of the Farren Wolf. We want to have our torch with us. We also want to have those poison removal items, the purple moss. This will cure our poison because this whole area is just pure poison swamp. Poison after poison after poison. This whole area, whenever you go into the swamp, you will get slowly poisoned. So that's why we stock up on those purple items. Item here. Just run through. No need to bother yourself with these weird snails if you don't want to. There's an item there. Yeah, we can grab it, why not? There's an Estus shard here that we want. There's also a miracle here. Unfortunately, I don't remember where that miracle is. I know that that item is a Estus shard. And I also remember that the miracle was somewhere in the cave-like place, but unfortunately I don't remember where exactly. So what you need to do here in the swamp is to put out the 3 watchtowers, dim their lights. So that's what we're gonna do. So this is the first light you want to dim. And when you have put out all 3 towers, this door is going to be opened, and it will allow us to progress further. So that's 1 down, 2 to go. These enemies here also can inflict poison. We also be gonna be invaded by an NPC, the Hazel Yellow Finger, I think was his name. The same NPC that invaded us in the Road of Sacrifices in the Crucifixion Woods. He's gonna be appearing here again. He's a mandatory. He's gonna be invading you if you are embered. So there's nothing you can do about it. Get rid of him. So next we want to go up. Collect that Ignite shard. So this is where we came for. These bonfires are supposed to act like a guidance. So if you follow these, you usually find the correct path. Usually. There are some split ups along the way. So here's our second tower. And we have, after this, we have 1 more to go. More poison removal items. Second tower. and we have one more to go. So there's our bonfire next. Again, pretty close to the first one. Let's see if we have any souls to spend. We have. Again, we're not going to be spending any boss souls since we can get more items from them. But all of these white souls we can. Those we can spend pretty safely. Let's reinforce the Estus that we found the shard just a moment ago. We can put it here. So now we have 10 of those flasks. Can reinforce, unfortunately. No, we need a Titanite scale for that. We have one. We need one more. Yeah, we can grab a few of those. Never hurts. Let's see if he has any new items. And at this point, Andre is back here at the Firelink Shrine because she did not find what she was looking for. So now she's here, and now when you talk to her, you can continue her side quest.
Must have left for his true home. The little doll in the empty coffin told me. Aldrich is said to hail from Irithyll in the Boreal Valley, an ancient fabled city. A pilgrim told me that the city lies beyond Farron Keep, and so becomes our destination.
So Henri is making her way into the Irithyll of the Boreal Valley, and she told that it lies beyond the Farron Keep. And as it happens, we are going through the Farron Keep. So maybe we go and find that Irithyll of the Boreal Valley.
Aha, thou returned, and a fine day it is. So, happen.
So there's a new few items. These spells you get from Crystal Sage if you spend her soul. This is from Deacons of the Deep, and this is from Crystal Sage. Pretty okay spells if you want. There's one ring that we are particularly looking for. One ring to rule them all, so to speak. The ring will increase our carry weight, so it's very, very useful for us.
Welcome home. Very well done.
More stamina is always good. Let's try and get that strength to 30 for the next level, so we can carry that Ward's hammer, because it's really good hammer. So for the next we need 11,000 souls. And I think it's gonna come pretty quickly. And to the keep ruins. and that is the door that we want to open. So we need to dim out one more fire tower in order for that door to open. So we're gonna proceed to the right from here. Getting rid of these snails. There's an item there that you might want. There's one more undead bone shard for us to increase our healing potency of the flask. Now we're gonna go up. So this is where another covenant resides. The covenant of the Farron Wolf. And if you are part of this covenant, you basically get summoned back here from wherever you are. If there's another player running through here, and if you have this covenant active, you may be summoned here as a guardian of this place. So this is the wolf, and this is the covenant. So just speak to him. And we have Watchdogs of Farron. There's an item there. It's hidden behind the secret wall, so we can go and grab that. There's also a crystal lizard here. Twinkling Titanite. And this is the wall that you want to hit if you want that item. Ashes. And now we can take elevator up. And we're going to be facing one of the old demons. He has an attack. He can shoot rocks. That's easy to dodge, but one attack that he has is that he can grab you and he can throw you. And depending on where you're facing yourself, he can throw you over the cliff. So be very, very careful where you stand and how are you facing him, because he can grab you and he can throw you over the edge easily. This, if I remember correctly, this is one of the Asylum demons from the Dark Souls 1. So he's still here alive. Soul of Stray Demon. That's a great axe. That's one strength weapon. Pretty decent if you want to use an axe weapon. Now we're gonna run all the way back here and keep to the right side. We're gonna be going on the other side of this wall. We just need to take ledges to get there. We need to drop down and then just continue forward. So drop down here. This is the platform where we came from. And we're going to be dropping down over there. Jump. There's going to be an old dragon here. And 2 crystal lizards. One is here, and the second one is a little bit further up ahead. So now we are on the other side of the bridge. That's where all the pilgrimages were. That's where we found the yawl. And now we are just on the other side of this bridge. Lightning Spear is a miracle. and it's one of the more powerful miracles. So if you're making a faith build that uses miracles, this is one that you want to have. Now we are on top of the wall. Now we just need to make our way back. Just carefully drop down here. And on the ledge here. And down. Now we can run back to the Farron Wolf, to the bonfire, and continue for our search for the third and final tower. If I'm not mistaken, it can be visible from this side. Yeah. So that's the final tower that we need to reach. Healing, sunlight, talisman. Talismans are used to cast those miracles. You need a catalyst to cast spells, so sunlight talisman is one of those catalysts. Now we're just gonna follow those bonfires, hope to not get poisoned, and dispose any of big enemies along the way. For example, that big one. That is one enemy we need to get rid of. Those enemies will come back when you rest the bonfire. That's one down. There's gonna be another one hidden. So another one is there behind that tree. Let's try and throw a firebomb at him. We can try and lure him onto the bonfire here so he would take fire damage, making our life a little bit easier. There we go. So our next destination is over that flame. And here we are coming onto our final tower that we need to dim. And with this we can open the gate to proceed forward. And we can proceed onward. So once you get up here and dispose of this enemy, you're going to be invaded by that same NPC that invaded us in Crucifixion Woods. And there we go. Yellowfinger, Hazel. So he's a mandatory invader. He's an NPC, so as if you have embered yourself, so he's going to be invading you then. And there we go, he's disposed of. And we get just enough souls to get our at least one level for us and get that strength to 30 where we can use that hammer. Get rid of the poison. These weird looking frog lizard thingies, they can inflict curse on you, and it can be inflicted pretty quickly if you're not careful. So if you stand in that mist, you will be inflicted with curse. So we don't want to stand in the mist. This is the not last of these. There will be more of these enemies. I'm still wondering where that miracle is. It might be there, but I'm actually not sure. Yeah, I think it's there. Another repair powder. Yeah, this is the miracle. Golden scroll. And a gear. So yeah, this is where you can find that miracle. Now we can just teleport back to the Firelink Shrine to get some levels. And Henri has left for the Irritale of the Boreal Valley one when we return here.
Aha, that's so.
This is the ring we want. This ring you get when you defeat that stray demon. Increases your maximum load. So it's a 5,000 soul, but we want this ring. Because it will increase our weight ratio. So our current weight ratio is 67 with this gear that we have now on us. So by equipping the ring, or Havel's ring, we get it to 60. So this is really, really good ring. So we can equip even those Cathedral Knight gauntlets, which is even better for us. Hopefully we can remove this. Let's see if we can get that one level for the hammer. And indeed we can, just enough. Now we can use this big, huge hammer. It puts us on 73. This is a cool looking hammer. This hammer inflicts frostbite, which slows stamina regenerations for enemy players. It also deals additional damage for enemies. Let's see if we can... Now we just need to adjust our gear so that we are a little bit lighter. Yeah, this is just enough for us. Just barely, 69.9. There's gonna be one ring also that we want a little bit later that we can replace. We can replace life ring with that other ring once we get it. And with this, we can proceed onwards. Burning the undead shard that we found. No more. And we're gonna go to Keep Ruins. Why not test out our new toy? It's slow to swing, but it's somewhat decently powerful. Somebody invading us probably, because we cannot use bonfire. So either an NPC or a player. My guess it's that it is a player. Whenever you can't use a bonfire like that, there's either an enemy nearby, or somebody is currently trying to invade you. Still nothing though, so we're just gonna go onward. And there we go. That is a player. Because at this point there shouldn't be any kind of NPC invasion, so we know that that is a player invading us. Just wondering where he's gonna come from, which direction. There's gonna be two Dark Knight enemies. You need to be really careful not to get hit by them. Just go, when you get up, just go straight right, just turn right, and you will be at the bonfire. So this is the closest checkpoint that you can have. Is he still invading us? Yes, he's still invading us because we cannot rest here. So let's see if he finds us. It's okay. At the end of this path, there's a crystal lizard that we want to take care of, because it's going to give us more upgrade materials. There goes the lizard. And there's our warrior of sunlight, invader. Unfortunately for us, he's on the other side. But this is a shortcut to the Crucifixion Woods and the Road of Sacrifice. So this is where we came at the beginning, or beginning of the first episode. Almost at the end, actually, of the first episode. And now we are back here. So I think he got poisoned. Yeah, he got poisoned in the swamp. That's okay. More ember for us. It's okay for us if we die here to another player, since we are pretty close to a bonfire, so there's no need to worry ourselves with that. My ideal thing would be that I would be facing the next boss, which is, by the way, one of our targets, the Abyss Watchers. They are mandatory boss for progressing in the story. So you need to defeat them in order to progress. Ah, there's our invader. Let's see if we can go greet him. I'm still wondering, where is he? Oh, there he is. Let's see how this goes. And it appears we won. Dark Spirit destroyed. Alright, with the Dark Spirits out of the way, we can proceed to the boss. But before that, we're going to be grabbing at least one more level to us.
Very well then.
More strength is always good, or stamina, or health. Strength is good.
Farewell, Ashen One.
I'm also going to be leaving my own sign here, so if someone else wants my help, they can summon me, and they can recognize it by the gold sign that I left. But as long as that sign is there, they can summon me until I enter the boss fight. So now we're going to be taking on the keepers, the Abyss Watchers. The thing about this boss is that there's more than one boss. So again, there's gonna be one Abyss Watcher at the start, then he's gonna create a friend of his, the exact same, and they're gonna fight either against me or his friend is gonna fight against the real one. So we can use that to our benefit. The boss has 2 stages, and in the second stage he's going to be doing a flame sword attacks. And I think I mentioned this is in my Bloodborne video, that Lady Maria has those same kind of attacks, and I think that Lady Maria was inspiration to the Abyss Watchers attack style, the fire attacks. Oh dear. Oh well, never mind, we're gonna be trying again. So yeah, I think Lady Maria's attacks, those flame attacks, were inspiration to Abyss Watcher's own attacks, because they bear so much similar together. That's, I don't know, that's just a theory I have. But because they do look similar, the games are similar in theme, like both are Souls games, both are from same creator. So there's a high chance that Lady Maria's attacks were inspiration. So let's go see what this boss is all about. And because we entered the boss arena, our own summon sign disappeared. that one power attack took pretty good chunk of his health. So this one in front of us, because we can see his small health bar, he is the fake one. This one is a real one. This one we want to hit constantly. Hoping that we do not die ourselves along the way. There's another one. Now they're gonna fight against each other, giving us a little bit of breathing room. We can use this to our advantage, seeking out the real one and trying to backstab him. There we go. So this is just the first phase of the fight. He's gonna have a second phase after his health will be depleted the first time, like so. So now comes the second phase. Now he's gonna have more stronger attacks, and he's gonna do fire attacks as well. Well, just try again. Let's amber ourselves. See, maybe there's someone left a sign down for aid. Nope. And let's just leave our own sign. And just run straight to the boss. We can just run on this right side, on this cliff side, so we can just ignore those on the left fighting each other. We don't need to worry about those, and just go through here and back into the boss arena. Now let's try again. So the damage the hammer deals is so good. The only thing is that because it's a heavy hammer, it hits slowly, but it deals super good damage. So we need to time our attacks and try not to lose all of our stamina while we are hitting him. because we still need stamina to evade his attacks as well. Backstab. There we go. Let's heal up. Another strong attack. There we go. And he's down. So the Ward's Hammer is super great. Like, it's super powerful, but yeah, the attacks are slow and you need to like time yourself in order to hit with them successfully. With the Abyss Watchers out of the way, we can proceed towards the catacombs, and this is boring area. Honestly, this area is so boring that I just gonna run through as quickly as possible. I don't want to be spending here any more time than necessary. There is a Estus shard here that we can find. There's also a fire demon that you can kill. There's also one of the better great swords, the Fume Ultra Great Sword that you can find in catacombs. But other than that, I don't see any point of being here. Like, there's a path there, there's a path down there. That's where we need to go, so I'm just gonna do a quick detour here, just skipping most of that area by dropping down here, then here, then here. And then again here, there's gonna be a skeleton ball rolling up, like up and down these stairs, back and forward. So be careful when you land here. There's gonna be a ball rolling here. Kill this dude for that ball to break. Like so. If you don't kill this dude here, the ball just keeps rolling up and down those stairs. And we can proceed onward. This was, I think, Undead Bone Shard from the Wrecking Ball, from the ball that we got, yeah. There's gonna be a bonfire soon as well. This is a trap pedal. If you step on it, there's going to be fire arrows coming. So be mindful of these. Like so. More upgrade items, and we can go onward. Go away. And you as well, go away. Thank you. There's two dudes here. You can throw something at them, firebomb or throwing knife. to lure them to your position one at a time. Let's see if we have... Yeah, we have throwing knives. Those will do just fine. Just throw, lock on, and throw a knife. Usually they come at you one at a time, but if that doesn't happen, then just back away a little and try to take them on one by one to make your own life easier. So again, trap pedestal. Get rid of him. Upgrade material. And we can move forward. There's going to be another one of those rolling balls here that goes back and forth. So it's going to go from left to right. We can pick up this item while he's there and run to the bonfire to the left from here. There we go. We are at the good start of getting out of the catacombs. Watch out for the roly-poly and wait here at this corner. While it goes back up, we're gonna run down. So he's gonna go there, we're gonna go down. And be mindful of these enemies here. There are enemies there, pinwheels and items, but I'm not going to bother picking them up because honestly there's no reason for me to go there. If you go here and you go towards that gate and back up, and if you have embered yourself, you're going to be invaded here by an NPC player. So just run here. Pick up the item. There should be a lever here somewhere. No. And you're going to be invaded by an NPC. So this is a mandatory invade if you get here. This is not a player. This is NPC. So just get rid of him as quickly as possible. His sword, that big giant sword, that's the Fume Ultra Great Sword. That's one of the better great swords in the game. That's the one we want for ourselves. Slayer ring and another emote or gesture. There's an enemy there. We can dispose of him. We don't need him. This here is a hidden wall again. So you can either roll or hit it, like so. It will get you up. Here on this balcony, like on the second level, you can find that magician who rolls that roly-poly ball up and back and forth that we just saw a moment ago. Again, for the maiden in the Firelink Shrine, the ashes. Harp gem. So yeah, he should be on the balcony level here. This is the one with the hat. He's the one controlling that roly-poly ball. So now that he's dead, now the roly-poly gonna be destroyed. And we are on the other side that we just came through. That's where we went down, and then we came back here. So we can just drop down and pick up the item from that roly-poly. That's a dark gem. I think this one is for either magic or poison. I can't remember what the dark gem did. Yeah, it creates a literally dark weapon. Yeah, with that we can proceed onward. Another lizard. Give us a fire gem. Another enemy. Hit it with a hammer. That down there is part of this smoldering fire lake. If you don't know how to get there, you can, like, that's a completely optional area, and you can totally miss it if you don't know how to get there. So pull this lever here to open the gate. And pick up the item. Another item. You can run on the right side if you don't want to run across the bridge. So just go here, run up. Anri should be here if you did her quest. So she should be appearing here. But since we did not completely meet the requirements, so that's why she's not here. So the way of down there is Horus. Yeah, I think that's Horus, yeah. And there's items there, so there's a way to getting down there. And we are on the other side of the bridge. This door leads forward. There's a boss. This is a mandatory boss that we need to do in order to progress. But before we do that, we can go and visit that lake. So if you wonder how to get to the lake, you can get there by. So we're gonna be taking all these enemies with us and getting rid of them. Hit the bridge. Make sure you are on this side. All of those enemies gonna fall down. Bye-bye. There we go. And this will create a ladder for us that you can go down. This is the way to the fire lake. And this is completely optional area. So if you don't try, you may miss completely this place if you don't try and hit the bridge. So it's kind of hidden. There's going to be a fire demon here. The same one we saw in the village. Unfortunately, this time Sigurd of Katarina won't be helping us, so we have to deal ourselves with him. There we go. Soul of a demon. Up there is a chest that contains another weapon, but this chest again is a mimic chest, so we want to have our undead hunter charm with us. And again, how do you know it's a mimic? Is because the chain is shaped outside of the chest. So if you watch from this side, if it goes to the left, it's a mimic. If it goes to the right, it's not a mimic. But this one is. So let's hit it with a hammer, and then throw an undead charm. So it goes back to sleep, giving us a little bit breathing room, hitting us with a hammer again, and one more time. And there we go. That will give us Black Blade. So this is the path to that fire lake. And again, this is an optional area. You don't have to go here if you don't want to. There's a boss here. There's also a huge giant worm inhabiting this lake. If you kill it, you get a... was it sorcery or miracle? Can't remember, but you get an item from it. There's also a giant ballista shooting at you. So not only you have to go through this lake quickly, you need to be mindful of that ballista that is aiming at you constantly. So here's a bonfire for us. Do we have souls that we can spend? Yes, we do. So let's spend those souls. And let's get a few levels for us. We can give those ashes to the handmaiden, the fire maiden here. So we found Dream Chasers and Grave Warden's ashes. We can give both of those to her in exchange for we are be able to buy more items from her when we give ashes to her. Few of these, never know when you need. Few fire bombs, also never know when you need ones. What else? Nothing really that we need. Ring. If you need, this is the ring that we started with the game. This is our gift that we got right at the beginning of the game when we create our character. 2 rings don't stack, so if you have already one, you don't need another. So there's no point having another. You're not going to be beneficial. You don't benefit from it. 1 ember, yeah, sure, why not? Let's see if we can upgrade our weapon. No Estus. Can we? Yes, we can. Always upgrade weapon. Good choice. And we can add at least 1 or 2 levels to ourselves. Maybe stamina this time and more carry capacity. And health, yeah. Stamina, carry capacity, and health. Always health and stamina more important.
Farewell, Ashen One.
There we go. Since we died last time, let's see if we can get 1 free level from the... Oh yeah, he died. So yeah, Jarl will die during the course of the game. You need to trigger his side quest by spending certain amount of, like gaining certain amount of free levels before he dies, before certain point of the game. Because he is dead now, we missed on one of his side quests, and that side quest is actually tied to a Andri of Astora. Burn the undead shard, so now our Estus Flask is +4, which is super good. So, abandoned tombs. Abandoned tomb. So, back at the catacombs, and we can proceed to the fire lake. This area is more interesting than the catacombs, at least in terms of size. Like, there's a whole lake underground. This lake is inhabited by a giant worm. The giant ballista that we want to avoid is located way over there. That one, that big triangle that moves, that's the ballista that's going to be shooting at us. So we don't want to get hit by it. So we need to move quickly. We can pick up those items later if we want. That over there is a boss room, optional boss. We can hide behind here. And that's the wormy. We first need to take out the ballista before we can take out the worm, because if we try it now, the ballista is just gonna kill us. It's just not worth trying to take it on. As you can see back here, the ballista is still shooting and one of those bolts got us. So I wouldn't try taking on the worm before taking out the ballista. And there's another bonfire here just a few further away. So that there is an optional fire demon boss. This here is an NPC helper. We can summon him later. Oh yeah, and the ballista can reach all the way here. So we're just gonna go up this ledge and into the left. There's gonna be another bonfire here for us. That wormy worm can be worming there. No need to bother with him just yet. Because we defeated that red NPC that invaded us with a huge sword, he's gonna be appearing here. So if you haven't defeated him, this mark won't be visible for you. But we're gonna be summoning him just a little bit later. Because I think I'm gonna be needing the help with the fire demon. So he is a good distraction. More ember. There are two paths leading down, this one and on the other side. I would take the other path on the other side down because there are huge amount of fire shooting enemies down there. Those. And because I don't need to go there, I'm going to be going on to the right. So I'm not going to take this path down, I'm going to be taking this one that is here. There's more of these same kind of enemies here. There's one. This is the same enemy that was at the swamp, jumping at us. You okay there, buddy? Yeah. Yeah, he's fine. It's just a little bit slow. There's a fire blob there, and there's a fire statue here. That fire statue shoots fire, obviously. So now we're gonna take a stairs down and run to the right. Like keep running to the right, stay on the right, and just be on the right side, and you should be safe. Dispose of few rats, and we're gonna be encountering soon another one of those illusion walls. More. So this wall here is an illusionary wall. So either hit it or roll into it. So, and you have a new path. Over there is just pure lava. Nothing else but pure lava. There are a few items. In order to get those, you need a high fire resistance, and you also need a fire resistance spell. But because we cannot use pyromancies, so we cannot get those items. So we're just gonna backtrack a little bit here and continue onward, disposing of that. And continuing down. There's gonna be another giant rat here at the end over there. So this wall here is another of those illusionary walls. There's going to be two of those. There's a chest in the middle as well, so just roll or hit it. You can open the chest. It's not a mimic. So as you can see, the chain is a little bit to the right. That's how you know it's not a mimic. And this as well is an illusionary wall. Now, here we can find more of those weird lizard thingies that shoot curse at you, so we don't want to stay in that mist for a long time, otherwise we get cursed. There are a few of those. Ah, got stuck. And this is why I said we don't want to stay in the mist. saying you don't want to get stuck in the mist and then get stuck in the mist. Let's just backtrack, and we can leave these enemies behind now that we killed them once. We don't need to bother ourselves with them anymore. Just run past them and down and run onto the right side. And then again to the right. From here and to the left. The reason we want to go here is because here is that knight with that huge ultra great sword. If you defeat him here, then you get the sword. You also get additional armor piece, but the sword is guaranteed. So you will get the sword at least. And that sword is super, super good. I think it's one of the best swords, like great swords in the game. Yeah, these lizards are annoying. So that knight is located here, just before the stairs. Turn left and then right. And he's going to be coming at the end of this corridor from the right. There's a huge lava area down there and the stairs going down. So he's going to be coming from that direction. And he's going to be hitting hard. So we want to be really careful with that. But we want his sword. We want that sword, at least I want. Yep. I want that great sword. It's super heavy, but it's super good. So for a two-handed strength build, though, either this Warhammer or that great sword, those are two better weapons, at least in my opinion. If you want like huge damage with the great swords, then these two are good choices. This Sword's Hammer or that great sword, ultra great sword. This is also, we want to go here because this is the path to disable the ballista that is shooting at us. So if you want to take out of that ballista, you need to go up those stairs. Yoo-hoo, Mr. Knight. We got him. And we got his sword. And his shield. Fume Ultra Great Sword. That is super huge, super good sword. But it weighs so much. It requires strength of 50. But this is a pure strength weapon. It scales with strength attribute. So next objective is to get the strength to 50. Even though it says that it requires strength of 50, that is to be able to wield the sword efficiently in one hand. So currently I'm wielding the hammer with two hands, giving me 50% more strength attribute. But now I'm wielding the hammer in one hand, which requires strength of 30. So if we equip the Fume Ultra Greatsword, we should be able to wield it with two hands. So not quite. So we need a little bit more strength for us to wield it. But we're getting there. There's gonna be a Black Knight over there. No, he didn't drop anything. That's the ladder that goes to the ballista. We still need to run past few enemies, but this ladder will take you closer to that ballista. We can grab this if we want. A bow. Not that we do anything with bow, but we can take it. The ballista can still reach you from here, so you're not completely safe. As you can see, it still can shoot us from here. So we want to take the left path. So just keep running on the left side behind this wall and dropping down here. Now you are somewhat safe from the ballista. From here it can't reach you from here, so there are a few enemies on the right, there are a few enemies on the left. We can dispose of all of them. We can see outside the catacombs from here. So that's our next destination. That's the ballista that was shooting at us this whole time. It's it's on auto shooting, so it was constantly targeting us, and we need to put it out of commission by just by pulling a lever. So this huge ballista can now be shut off by pulling a lever. So now it won't be bothering us anymore. Like so. Now we can get rid of that wormy that was slithering there. There are a few giants here, apparently dead. And this is where you can get down quickly. So just drop down, take a little bit of damage, heal up, drop down, and drop down again. And again. There are a few crab enemies there. We don't need to bother with them. If you go here, this is where the Horus, the companion of Henri, is waiting for us. He has gone cuckoo, so you can dispose of him if you want. And there are also a few items here. Twinkling Titanite. He should be here waiting for us. You here, bud? Yep, there he is, waiting for us. So he has gone mad. So we can just dispose of him. There we go. Lale windshield. And a few items along the way. So that's where the bridge is. And this is what we saw from that bridge when we looked down. So before we go and take on the mandatory boss, we still need to dispose of that worm that we saw earlier. Now it's safe to dispose of it, because now the ballista won't be bothering us. And that's the way, at least I prefer to do it. When the ballista is not shooting at you, you can just loot all the items that you can find here. Go and see what is there. There are a few crab enemies over there. There's more items there. But what we want is we want to get rid of this worm, because it will give us an item. So why not dispose of it as well? Before we're gonna take on the worm, we're gonna be taking a quick here. And we are fully healed up. Now we can proceed with the worm. So how I do this is I'm just gonna be waiting him for his start his cycle again. One hit, back up. Now he's gonna go underground. Back up a little. Wait for him to resurface again. Do 2 hits and then back up again. Wait for him to stop. 1, 2, and back up. It's a slow method, but it's more safer this way. Just 2 hits, 1 or 2 hits, and then back away so you won't get hit by it. And the second thing is that he's not able to hit you from this angle. There's also an item there in the middle that we want. So we want to dispose of this worm because of that item. And we get lightning stake and undead bone shard, so we can upgrade our Estus flax hour. That's why we wanted the worm. We get a miracle and we get upgrade item for our Estus. Now we can take on the optional boss, the old fire demon king, was it? I think something like that. For that, I'm gonna be calling for some help. So that red NPC that we defeated earlier, he's gonna be here. So we're gonna call him. And we also gonna be calling another NPC for our aid. So again, in order to see these 2 summons, you need to defeat Zorik as in his madness form or in his invader form, the red form. This one I think is always here. I don't know what the requirements for this is, but for me this one is always here. There's Knight, and there's this one. And we can go on to take on the demon. He has few dangerous attacks. He can summon huge fire meteorites from the sky. Yeah, Old Demon King was his name. So we want to watch out for those meteorites not to hit us. So when he stomps like that, his staff, he can either do the fire circle going out or fire circle going in. And when he's flailing it like that, there's the meteorites coming from the sky like that. So those can be really tricky to avoid if you're not careful. There goes the Zorik. We have still the other one left here. So there's the fire circle going in. Ow. Yeah. Here's an ember. And let's call for our aid once again. Now, again, when you call an NPC to aid you, the game will adjust the boss's health according to amount of players that it has. So, if you summon somebody to your aid, the game will calculate that you have one more player with you, and it will calculate again when you have 2 players with you. So even though these are NPCs, the game still will calculate as it is 3 players fighting the boss. So his health will go up according to 3 players. And there goes the old Demon King. And this is the lake area. There are a few small sections that I didn't explore, but mostly these are like the key parts of this place. So now we can proceed onwards. So Catacombs of Carthus. And we are gonna be leveling up because we have so much or somewhat much souls that we want to level up. Let's see if we can give something new. Nope. Let's see if we can upgrade. No. How about our weapon? We are missing 2 scales. That's okay. More strength. We are missing just a little bit for 1 level. We got that undead bone shot from the wormy that we can burn now. And back to the catacombs we go. Watch out for roly-poly. You're gonna be waiting on the... Doesn't matter left or right side, as long as it doesn't hit you, it's fine. Just wait here, and now we can run. Kill the rats. So... and we have just enough for one level.
Well, very well. Farewell, Ashen One.
Now we can run all the way across the bridge and tackle the main boss of this area. This boss can be a little tricky. In order to beat him, you need to break 3 of his shackles that he's wearing, or bracelets. He has 2 on one hand and 1 bracelet on the other hand. And yo, what's up? How is it going? And you want to be really careful with this boss not to be too far from him. I'm having a good day, thanks. How about you? Are you having a good day? So yeah, the thing is with this boss is that you don't want to be neither too far from him, neither too close to him. But still close enough to be able to break his shackles from his hands. So in order to defeat the boss, you need to break those shackles from him. Stream is going pretty well, yeah. I had few friends actually a while ago coming here, so good. Making good progress, I believe. So, here we go, the main boss of the catacombs. After we get out of the catacombs, we have another new area, and this is one of my more favorite area. Yeah, sure. What do you want to say? No, there's really no reason why I haven't updated my channel, because I do this as a more of a hobby, not as a job. This is just fun for me. So here we have big skelly guy. There you can see one of his hands. There's another hand. And here he is. High Lord Volnir. We don't want to stay too close to him. We don't want to stay too far from him. That mist will kill you immediately, like almost immediately if you get into that mist. We need to break his bracelets, both of these and one of the other hand. But yeah, there's really no reason for me why I haven't updated my channel logo or anything. Just do this for hobby and just chilling. So, like I said, this is not a job for me. This just is. People can come here and watch this, and if they want, they can chat or whatever else. So whenever you hit his bracelets, he will like slide back a little in order for you to give more breathing room for you. But we want to get rid of those bracelets as quickly as possible. Like so. And he's down. And that's the boss. I mean, yeah, sure. But I probably won't be using any. Like I said, I'm still in a process of learning all the things, and for now I'm happy with what I have currently. My logo is pretty basic. Now I don't have a Discord or anything. I mean, I have a Discord channel for other stuff, but not for my own. So I don't host a Discord channel, if that's what you're asking. No IG either. So this is the Irithyll of the Boreal Valley. And this is one of more beautiful places in the game. At least I think. There's a path down there. There's a path there. There's an item over there. And okay. Yeah. I'll write it up and I'll check it out. Thanks. So the thing about Irithyll Valley, I don't have my Discord open currently. Sorry. So the thing about Boreal Valley is that if you don't have a specific item, that is to say a doll that you get from the Cathedral of the Deep, you cannot progress any further than this. So even if you get up to this point, you cannot cross this bridge if you don't have the doll with you. So if you don't have the doll and you get over this bridge, there's going to be a wall, and you have to backtrack all the way to the Cathedral of the Deep and beat the Degons. And there's also an invisible enemy here. Once you go a little bit further this bridge, about a midway, there's going to be a huge crocodile thing enemy here. There's even a wall going to appear here now. So there's going to be an enemy here appearing right behind us. This crocodile can drop down from this bridge if you don't take it down now. And we also get invaded. How lovely. Both at the same time. The huge enemy appears and we get invaded. That's dealt with. This enemy won't be respawning, so he's dealt with. And we get another. This is a player. This is not an NPC. This invasion should not be happening here. And we get another cheater, of course. Because of course we do. Because why would Dark Souls 3 PvP be fair? So, yeah, most of the player versus player fights in Dark Souls aren't fair for the most part. If you get invaded, you can expect that the invader will be using all the environmental hazards against you. He will try to lure in enemies towards you. He will try to backstab you. So yeah, most of the fights aren't fair, or at least not that much in your favor. Oh well. Never was PvP fighter anyway much. Right, back on track. Let's use an ember here and run all the way to the bonfire. So yeah, this crocodile won't be appearing anymore. So we are free to go over the bridge. So if you don't possess the doll from the Cathedral of the Deep, if you didn't kill the Deegans, this wall here, you can't pass through it. You just can't. It will stop you. You have to have the doll with you in order for you to progress through the wall. So this is the central Irothel. Pick up any items that we might have left unpicked. And yeah, this is what, again, semi-large area. And I think this is a good place to make a camp. So, I thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy, leave a comment. If you didn't enjoy, leave a comment as well. I'll probably be streaming maybe tomorrow again around 10 my local time, 10 or 11 local time. So if you are interested to see more, the part 3, then please come and join tomorrow again. But for now, I thank you all. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks and bye.